Hey, what's up? And welcome to Motion RC Live. I'm your product specialist, Wesley, and today we are going to be doing an unboxing of the Dago Red by Nexa. Really been looking forward to this little model. I haven't had a P-51 in a while. This one's a little bit different than your normal one, being that this one's got the Reno Racing livery on it. So I do have the comment section down here. I'll be reading along as we go. Is this made by Freewing? No, this is going to be the Nexa model balsa kit. Good to see all you guys getting in. I see Mike Bird, Arthur RC, Victor Shamulus, everybody coming in right now. It's good to see you guys on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I know a lot of you are on your lunch breaks right now, so thanks for joining us while we unbox this. So, like I said, I've got the model here in front of me. I'm going to go on and slide the dust cover off so we can start getting into this unboxing today. So, as you can see, the bottle comes all pre-packaged in this plastic and taped down. I literally haven't opened any of this yet other than just kind of taking a peek at it to make sure there wasn't any damage in shipping. And let's start digging into the model. So the first thing I'm going to get here is the rudder right here off the top. Everything's kind of taped together, so take an X-Acto knife and just be careful as you cut into it to make sure you don't damage any of your parts if you are also unboxing yours with me here. Let's slide that rudder out and take a look at it. So I've had several of the Nexa models here on the workbench lately, and it's really cool if you can see. They actually come with riveting details already printed right onto the material. Now this is not a stick paper, this is more of a monocoat style, so it is going to be shrinkable and restickable, if you can see that. Very nice quality. Hinges are already pre-applied out of the box, they're already cut. We're just going to have to CA wicking glue them in, as you can see right there. The hinges are already slotted. You're just going to have to glue them in with some wicking CA. Set that off to the side. Next thing out of the box is going to be our instruction manual. And I will be going over today also what items we're going to be powering the model with. Oh yeah. There's our instruction manual. We got our warranty card right there on the back. And more decals to add to the model if we choose so later. Next thing on top here, working our way through the box, we have a parts accessory section here. This has got your air scoops. Let me see if I can get into it real quick. So this has got your ram air scoop for the bottom of the Mustang. There we go. So there's the scoop that goes on the bottom of the Mustang. Kind of one of the most prominent features of a Mustang. That big open scoop at the bottom. Let's see. We have servo covers. So these cut out. These little guys right here cut out and go over your linkages on the wings and such to cover the servo linkages. We have our wheel fairings. We got two of those, one for both wheels, because this does have retractable landing gear. We have more wheel fairings. It's probably an upper and a lower wheel fairing. These are going to be your pieces that go into the wing. These are a trim piece for the wing where your retracts go in, just to make it a nice clean fit around the bottom of that. And another type of scoop. I'm not 100% sure where this scoop goes yet, as I haven't opened the instructions to look at it. But we're just getting the parts out of the box today, checking out how the model looks as it comes out if you were to get one yourself. Let's see, have I missed any questions, Lori, as we go here? See everybody hanging out. Victor running all his Facebook groups, I see. Victor is the main moderator for the EDF Jet Clubhouse. For you guys that haven't ever checked out that Facebook group. Lots of good stuff in that one. You should definitely check it out if you're not already a member of the EDF Jet Clubhouse, along with the Motion RC customer community. All right, so now we have our elevator. See if I can hold that up real quick for you to see it. This does come with the panel lines and rivet detail right out of the box on this also. And our hinges are pre-installed but not glued in. So if I pull them out, you can see they are pre-installed and cut, but they do need to have CA wicked down into them. But for anybody that's ever actually cut a CA hinge, that saves a lot of work having them pre-done for you right out of the box like that. Lori says there's a question I missed.
Is this more of a sport plane or a scale plane?
So it's kind of a mix of both worlds. So the question was, is this a sport model or is this a scale model? This is a real airplane. It flies in Reno, but this is a Reno air racer that has been heavily modified from the original P-51 Mustang to make it fly faster and better. So I would say this is kind of a mix of a sport airplane and a scale airplane. Now,
Material. What is it made of?
this is, okay, what is this airplane made out of? This is a balsa wood airplane. So it's hard to tell right now looking at it, but from this side with the light shining through it, you can actually see all the spars. There's actual hollow behind all of this, and all of your elevators and pieces are hollow. But it's a balsa wood construction covered in a type of monocoat. Monocoat's a brand, but that's what everybody calls it here. I'm not exactly sure what our brand is that's being covered over this. But there you go. You can see that shiny reflection. It's going to be very, very clean looking. It's funny, what I actually clean these models with, I don't actually have it in here with me right now, but I use the Meguiar's quick detailing wax spray to clean these types of models. It really keeps them looking very nice. I'll have to get a bottle of that out sometime for you guys and show you. Now I am going to be powering mine on the Admiral GP10 motor, as we recommend right off of the website. I like to build our models using the recommended equipment from our website as much as often possible. That way, if you are to order the same model with the same equipment, you will have the same experience. So here's our fuselage coming out of the box. You can see this has got one heck of a wild paint job on this airplane. Let's see if we can get this out of the packaging. Actually, I'm going to set this off to the side, see if we can get rid of the box first. We'll come back to the fuselage here in a minute and unwrap that together after we get rid of this box. Very cool, Jerry, not good. Trying to just definitely check on keeping up with the comments. And Lori is behind the scenes, as always, watching as we go. If anybody has any questions, I'm sure she will make sure to let me know if I miss one of your comments. So, speaking of gas, we are still currently working on our Corsair. I did actually get the prop in for guys that are following that project also. I did get my prop in for the Corsair, and that one is running on a 60cc gas motor. But for this model, I am going to be running it on the 10cc electric equivalent. When they're smaller models like this, it's a lot easier to make them electric too. So this is more of a 1600, 1400-ish size model. I don't know the wingspan off the top of my head. I see Lori has the product page pulled up. I bet she can give it to me.
62-inch, 1580 millimeters.
1580 millimeters. So yeah, right there for guys that have the 1600 millimeter like Flightline Corsair or the Flightline Spitfire, this is going to be a very similar sized model to that. So there's our provided spinner. Comes right in the box with it, as you can see.
Someone wants to know if you could possibly make this 6S.
Oh yeah, you could easily make this 6S. So I actually have our Nexa model P-47, which is almost the equivalent size of this, and I have that one set up on a 6S power system, and it flies fantastic, and there's plenty of room. And looking at this one, I can already see the battery bay is nice and big on this one, so you would have no issue making this a 6S model. All right, let's take a look. I got the front cowling out of the box now. You can see that it actually comes with the imitation exhaust there on the side already built in for you. Very nice quality. I like the graphics on the model. I like that the graphics are pre-applied because this would have took a lot of time to put all these stickers and things on here. It looks good. Now, I know somebody was asking about gas or nitro earlier. This model does come with a gas tank. So if you decide to go gas, it does have the tank available for it. You could easily put our, what is it, the NGH 9cc is the one we carry on the website that would fit this model. So yeah, you would use a 9cc gas motor if you wanted to do it. And like I said, it does come with the tank. The petcock for the tank is already in there. The clunk, that's all provided in the kit if you decide to go gas. And it also comes with the mounts for electric or gas. So this is set up to go both ways. There's your tires that come with the model out of the box. They are the standard model tires that come with most of our Nexa models for customers that have like the Cessna 310 or the P-47. These are the same tires that come with both of those models that I've already put together in the past also. You also get a set of motor mounts. Like I said, if you're doing gas, comes with them. These are your retract, what do you call them? This is the metal part for the retracts. I can't think of what they're called. Struts, thank you. And then I have a bag of all the mixed hardware for this model. I'm not going to open this right now, but this has got all the screws, wing bolts. This has got all of your little clevises and such to hook up all your control rods and things. I'm going to keep these in the bag. I don't want to accidentally lose any of this right now while we're doing this unboxing today, but this is going to be your bag of all of the miscellaneous parts. There is one more bag of hardware also here. They really try and make these as complete of model kits as we can now. So when you get it, you don't have to buy anything extra as far as hardware to finish your model. We have our firewall plates for electric. So as you can see, these are pre-drilled out. This is what I'll be using. So you get some standoffs and some different equipment for hooking up a electric power system on the front of it. Okay, just trying to keep an eye on it. This looks like a spar if I had to guess. Like I said, I haven't opened the manual yet on this. This is my first time seeing this model also. This looks like the wing joiner spar for the wings. I imagine these probably glue together and go in one piece. All right, so let's get to the wings now. And we are almost done with the box. What I'm going to probably do is go on and pop these wings out. All right, what's the question?
Not about this model, that's Corsair. Would it be okay to set up with electric too?
Oh, yes. Are you okay for the customer that's asked about the Corsair? Victor Shamulus. Okay, so on the Black Horse Corsair, it actually comes with both motor mount plates. If you do our GP65 from Admiral, or it might be a 60, I can't remember right now. It bolts right onto the front of that though, and it does come with the hardware plates included for that model also, Victor. And I may actually one day switch the Corsair back over to electric. I don't know. You guys that know me know I love my electric airplanes. But, GP60, there we go. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. I think it was a 60 or a 65. And then the last thing left in the box right now before we get to what's inside the model and getting it unwrapped is all our, gotta cut this one out of here. They really taped it in there. All right, so this is all of our control rods. So they go from the front of the airplane to the aft of the airplane. This has got all your wing rods, all the rods that you're going to need to attach everything. And these do have, I was just trying to see if I could show you one of them. They do have the clevises built into them to where you can spin them in and out. They're all metal. You're never going to have one of these break, ever. All right, Lori says we have another question from the audience.
About the landing gear. Is it fixed or is it retract?
I believe they are fixed right out of the box, but you can add your own set of retracts. Double check me, Lori, on this one, because I didn't see any retracts in here. I believe these are fixed out of the box, and we recommend, I believe it's the Z-Waves, to make them retractable. I need to double check that. I didn't see any retracts in the kit right now, so I believe you just...
They're sold separate.
Sold separately, there you go. So retracts are sold separately for this model, but it is built to where you can put them in here. Now, the way it comes, we'll take a look at the wing here in a second as I get it out of the box. It does come with the fixed landing gear if you want to use them. I will not be using those. I will be putting retracts in this one, as most customers are going to be doing, but it does have the option either way. Now, let's get into this. And what I will probably use for my retracts is I've got a pile of old free wing retracts, and I've used them in several of these Nexa models from crashed airplanes, and I just find a set of retracts that fits in the same place. And a lot of times you can either cut these off and make them fit, or the suspension retracts from other models may fit in here. I won't know which ones fit until I go to start building this, so follow along. If you have those questions, remember you can always get a hold of me, Motion RC on Facebook, Instagram, wherever. You can ask me questions on current builds and models. I never mind answering guys' questions. That's what I'm here for, guys. So if you have questions about them, or you're buying this model, you need something to check out, you know, I've done it for several people, measure cowlings, things. As long as I have the model, I normally am willing to do that for you guys. So let's...
recommended online are the Nexa 1580mm P-51 electronic retract set with scale straps.
The Nexa, what?
There's a Nexa brand.
There you go. We actually have them.
Specifically for this size.
There you go. But, like I said, I like to try and repurpose some of my old free wing stuff. And trying to get into the... this is some good tape on this one. So the big thing is, while you're unboxing this, be very careful while you're cutting the tape and everything off. You don't want to accidentally cut your model. There's nothing that ruins the day faster than accidentally putting an X-Acto knife through your brand new airplane. Alright, here we go. Oh man, this looks good. I've seen several of these Nexa models, like I said, and I love the way they... Anybody that knows me knows that we love putting rivet detail on our airplanes. After the fact, that's one of my favorite things to do custom-wise. But on the Nexa planes, you don't have to do it, because they're done for you right out of the box. Alright, I got it out. So here's the fuselage. I know we have a question, Laura. Give me just a second to show this off. So here's the fuselage as it comes out of the box. I was hoping you could maybe see some of those rivet details that are pre-printed right onto the covering of the model. Man, the flames are intense on this airplane. And there's your, you've got the hole right here to put your gas tank through. That, like I said, comes with the model. It also has a hatch here on top that is magnetic, as you can see. The tray for the batteries. It's got a pretty large battery bay. You know, I have to look at it. I think that the tray might be able to be moved down in order to get a 6S battery in here. Let me take a look for a second. I know somebody was asking about that earlier. You know, a 6S is probably going to be pretty tight on this without modifying your battery area. Not to say it couldn't be done. So for ones that are wanting to see it, and maybe I can take, let's see, I don't know if I've got a 5000 4S out here. But one thing you could do is always take the battery tray out of this and cut it to fit a bigger battery in here. I guarantee you it would fly the weight of a 6S, no problem in here. But this bar that goes across right here, if you're wanting to run a 6S battery in here, you would have to cut this bar out and then it would slide right in there. If that's making sense. It's not that it couldn't be done. I believe on the P-47 I had to do the same thing. I ended up taking this piece of structure right here. It didn't weaken the airplane enough to have to worry about it. Here's a this is a 4S 5000 battery. Yeah, see, like I said, you can put it in, but that bar is going to hinder you getting that 5,000 in there. So if you're going to use a bigger battery like that, I would probably recommend modifying it a little bit to get it in there. There you go. Is there shipping notifications on the Eurofire? Not sure yet. I know we're getting close. They're back here in the U.S. now officially. How fast is this airplane going to be using the recommended prop and battery, everything? This will probably be around 100-mile-an-hour airplane. Oop, I put the hatch on backwards. Yeah. Who's asked that? I forgot. James, yeah. So for how fast this airplane will be, probably around 100 miles an hour on the stock setup. Now you could always make this go as fast as you want by putting bigger motors and ESCs and everything in there, but that's probably about the speed it's going to be. Yeah, Lori?
So another question is, how hard is it to switch from gas to electric, vice versa?
You wouldn't want to be going back and forth. So we had a customer asking how hard it would be to switch back and forth between gas or electric. I never recommend that. It's not an easy switch to go back and forth. It's always easier to just stay with one or the other. Not to say if you're not willing to do the time and effort, you can do it. There's what it looks like with the cowling slid on there. The graphics pre-applied look really good on it though. You can see. Like I said, it really is about the size of like the 1600 millimeter Corsair or the Spitfire though, is how this is feeling. And we could maybe even just slide the tail on for just a second, just so you can kind of get a look at how big it is. Being that it's wood though, there may be a little bit, it's a little tight right now. I don't want to try and force that in there, but just to give you a look of it, there's about the size of it right there. And I don't want to force this in here. I need to go in and cut the, whenever you install one of these, if you've never built a balsa airplane, you'll actually remove the covering from this bottom part that glues down into it. So it actually makes up a little bit of extra space in there that they have accounted for, but I can't slide it in there right now because I need to cut that off. Anyway, let's move on to the next part and check out the wings. Slide that over there. This does have, oops, bonk, does have flaps and ailerons out here on the wings. Oh man, look at that. Victor's saying he got his Eurofighter shipping notice today during the show. Uh-oh. Could be an exciting day. I have a feeling you're going to be a very busy moderator over there on EDF Jet House today, Victor. So once again, very nicely packaged right out of the box. Here's the other wing. You can see it's got that shinier covering on it, which is cool because this is a racing airplane, so the paint job would be shiny like it is. Like a lot of our warbirds, I like to keep them dulled out and not shiny. But in this case, this airplane would be clean and pristine and perfect, just like this. You can see once again, hopefully, the rivet detail and panel lines are all done for you right out of the box. Everything is pre-printed right onto the model. Like I said before, it is set up for retracts, or like I said, you can always screw on the provided non-retractable landing gear. But the nice thing is the holes aren't drilled into this. You get your hardwood mounts, but like I said, I like to see if I have a retract from Freewing or somebody else that I've already had in a model. You know, everybody out there knows how it is. You've crashed an airplane, you have all this electronics left over. What do I use them for? Well, save your servos, save your motor, save all your stuff, and you can transfer it into one of these balsa kits. Because you may already have the electronics to finish one of these with models that you've crashed in the past. So that's what I always do, is I go and see if I have a retract in my little pile of them that's going to fit in here and work, and I may even have suspension then. You also have your pockets for your servos already pre-cut right there in the top, as you can see. And the bottom, that number 4, is actually printed onto the covering, so that's not a decal. A lot of this is pre-printed right into the covering, just like the panel lines and all the other details. You also have flaps, and you have your ailerons there as well. Are they going to make a PMP? Not sure if this will be provided in a PMP anytime soon. For now, like I said, it does come as an ARF, which is as you're seeing it here in front of us.
Real quick, someone thinks you're teasing them with that flight line box in the background.
There's always something hiding off screen ready to be put together around here. It's nothing new. Don't get too excited back there. The flight line box is a F8 Bearcat. I've never actually had the Bearcat, so I went on ahead and picked one up for me to play with. And I'm sure I'll do an unboxing here with everybody later on. But yeah, the flight line box over here is the 1200 millimeter Bearcat. I've never actually had it. It's one of the few of the 1200s I hadn't done before. Here's our other wing half. So the 4 is on the top of this one, so you got a 4 on the bottom on one side and on the top on the other. Still, once again, has all those rivet details right there on the model as it comes out of the box. Looking good, and the retract hole's already pre-done. So that gets all of the big parts out. Now, to speak of electronics that are going into mine, I've got the Admiral GP10 motor. If you haven't checked these out, I've used these on several models. It's nice. They come with all the mounting hardware, your prop adapter nuts, your mounting hardware, and the motor, as you can see here. There's the motor I'll be using in this model. We'll pop that back in there just to show you. I'm not going to build it today with you on camera. I'd love to, but I think I'd bore you all to death with my 6 hours of building on this or so. Straight, who knows? Maybe one day maybe we'll put a balsa plane together, but it would be over several days. Let me see here. I've got the recommended prop and ESC right off of our website. So this is the 85 amp ESC right off the website. And our recommended propeller from APC. This is the 13.8 propeller. And for servos, the recommended servos were currently out of stock. So what I've done in the past on a few of my Nexa builds is I've used free-wing servos. So these are the 13-gram tail servos out of like the F-18 or the MiG servos out of our large MiG. The tail servos for that model are very powerful. They work great in the balsa airplane. And they're pretty inexpensive compared to Hi-Tech or any of the other brands that we have here. I really do like my free-wing servos. I mean, remember guys, we trust them in our jets all the time, so why not trust them in our balsa builds? And I've used these in several of my airplanes so far and have had no issues out of them. So I just have a box of them here. I keep a whole bag of them all the time, and like I said, they fit in these smaller holes that come on a lot of these Nexa 1600 size airplanes perfectly. And they're digital and they're metal gear, so this is something just for you to think about. Remember, when you're building your ARF, you get to choose the stuff. So yeah, free-wing makes several different sizes. We've got reverse servos if you're doing flaps. I mean, we have everything you need on the free-wing line also. So like I said, think about that. Yeah, the 17 grammers. I use these a lot. I don't know if you can see that or not, the package, but yeah, these are the 17 grams. They're digital, they're metal gear. Great servos. So yeah, that's the complete unboxing of the Dago Red Mustang today. Now, of course, we're going to come back to you, do a flight video after assembly. We'll talk all through it. I'm sure that next month, by that time when we do our next live show with James, he was showing us his Nexa Twin Otter this week. If y'all checked that out last Friday on the live show, he had just gave us the update on that. And if you haven't checked it out and you're interested in that airplane, go back and check that video out. We did that live show last Friday and it was really cool. James has been working real hard on that. We've got a lot of balsa projects going right now. It's been a lot of fun. And I've been enjoying the heck out of it. So I'm trying to just check through here to make sure I haven't missed any questions. We're coming up on the end of the show right now, guys. So this is a good time. If you have a question for me on any of our current projects or other things going on right now, this is a good time to ask it. I guess we were talking about that earlier. Corsair is almost done from Black Horse. We have motor installed, motor installed, all the servos, everything is hooked up. All I was waiting on was the prop, and that showed up this weekend. So I ended up getting a 21 by 10 Falcon scale Corsair prop for it. So I couldn't resist it. When we're doing a beautiful airplane like that, I had to get a scale propeller for it. So I went on ahead and ordered that from Falcon because we don't currently have one that will fit on a 65cc motor. So sometimes you got to get them from other places on that kind of thing. Tuning. Okay, so we are currently filming. I was waiting on that propeller to show up, but we're going to be doing the Admiral 65, which is the same as the NGH, guys. I mean, if you tune one or the other, it's going to be the same. But I'm going to be doing a break-in and setup video on the Admiral 65cc motor on the Corsair. That was kind of the whole goal with doing gas on that, is so I could do a break-in and setup video for that airplane. So I do actually need to do 2 NGH motors right now. I put 2 NGH 17cc motors on our Bud Nolson scratch-built 310 Cessna. It's 12 feet, so that'll be fun. I'm sure we'll eventually show that to you here on the channel too. It's not one of our models, of course it's scratch-built, but it's cool that it's being powered by all the Motion RC products inside. Anything else that I have missed, guys? Do y'all have any other questions for me today? I see that the afterburners have been very popular. I believe we're completely sold out of our tail flame afterburners now. So guys that ordered those, thank y'all for the support. I'm glad y'all enjoyed them. I've had a lot of people reaching out to me about those and getting them, so that's really cool to see. All right, well, only other thing I can tell you guys before we wrap this up, if you are in Central Florida and you want to come meet me or see some of these products, I will be at the Demolition Derby out at the Freedom Factory this weekend. It is Friday night and Saturday night. If you're curious about it, you can just type in Freedom Factory, Central Florida, however you want to do it, Cletus McFarland. We will be out there this weekend, though, with a booth set up for Motion RC at the event. Come out and hang out with us, check out some of the toys, say hi to me, maybe meet old Cletus. He's a pretty good dude, too. And we're going to have a lot of fun out there this weekend. So I guess, Lori, if there's no other questions, without further ado, Wes, any decision on null? I have not made a decision on null yet. We do have several events coming up that I am scheduled for. I guess I'll go over those before I run out of here. But current committed to events, we're doing Top Gun. I will be entering Top Gun in the EDF class this year, and Sportsman. We are also doing Jet Jam up in Indiana. So I know a lot of guys have been asking me for years to come to Jet Jam in Indiana. And now that I'm here at Motion RC, it was the perfect time to go up there. And I finally get to meet a lot of you guys that I talked to up in the north going to that event. So super looking forward to Jet Jam in Indiana. The other ones that I can think of, that's it. Currently, I know we'll probably do another Motion RC fly-in this year. It hasn't officially been confirmed yet, but we will figure that out as it gets closer. Anyway, all right. Well, if that's all the questions and things, I hope you enjoyed the unboxing of this beautiful model today. And I can't wait to get it up and flying. You know a P-51 is going to be sweet. They always are. And I think without further ado, we're going to let you go here from Motion RC Live. And we will see you in the next episode, guys. So whether it's land, sea, or air, get it here at Motion RC. Bye, guys.